A wise man once said, lost we lost them, lost we lost them, easy easy past them. Welcome back to Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Norando Brown here, your host, and today we'll be dissecting the 100-meter race, Diamond League race in Oregon. Sha'Carri Richardson, the big name that has been flooding Twitter for the majority of this afternoon, and we'll go into that and much more in the next few minutes. But before we do so, check out the link in my description to my sponsors: Quick Link Shipping, RS Sports Store, and CSA Shop. Quick Link Shipping, they can get anything you want shipped into Jamaica at the speed of light, really, and they can get it to your doorstep. Most affordable prices anywhere in Jamaica. So RS Sports Store for all your sporting clothing and apparel, check them out as well. RS Sports Store, get in the game. Don't forget to follow both of them on Instagram at RS Sports Store and at Quick Link Shipping. All right, so let's get to it. Wow, Sha'Carri Richardson. I've said this so many times before. He that exalted himself shall be abased. He that humbled himself shall be exalted. So if only she were humble. Humility, such a simple word, yet it requires so much, and so very few people can actually put it into practice. She came into the race, she had all the confidence at her press conference. As she said, she isn't starstruck. She respected all the females that were there, but she isn't starstruck, which is understandable, and no one is saying she's supposed to be starstruck. But again, the tone. So again, most people don't understand this, but it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. And if you watch that pre-match interview, you'd realize, the pre-race interview, you'd realize what I'm talking about. And again, she came after the race, and she was boasting about she's the sixth fastest woman in the world, and no one can take that from her. Well, I tell you something, Shacarri, you went up against the second fastest woman ever and the third fastest woman ever, right? And you don't see them behaving in the manner that you're behaving. Whenever they lose, although it's few and far between, they take it with a grain of salt and they go back to the drawing board, and then they come back and then they deliver. So that's what I think she needs to do. She spoke about the folks in her corner are the ones who are keeping her confident, but there's a thin line between confidence and arrogance. And what I'm seeing from the chair that I'm sitting in is 90% arrogance and maybe 10% confidence, right? And when it becomes so overpoweringly arrogant, then it says something about the folks in your corner, and it says something about you as well. I know she's still 21 years of age, still very immature. We saw that in a post-race interview, as well as the language she used wasn't television friendly, some may say. But again, one must ask themselves, is she really as talented as she says? We know she can run 10.72. We saw that at the trials, but what else has she done for the game, for athletics, for us to be taking her seriously? Look at it this way. If you're playing a corner league and you score 20 goals, right? People will hear about you, because you scored 20 goals in a corner league. But if when you progress to the Costa Cup or whatever is your local schoolboy league, and you can't register any at all, then you'd be considered a flop. And right now, Sha'Carri Richardson is considered a flop, in my opinion. She had a bad race, I know. She ran 11.14 for Christ's sake, and I'll go as far as to say 11.14 cannot win girls champs at the National Stadium in Jamaica. Tina Clayton, the Jamaican under-20 female sprinter who is currently on national duty in Kenya, she ran 11.09 seconds. 11.09 seconds. That means Tina would have been placed 7th in this race. Yeah, she would have tied with Brianna Williams for 7th or 8th, I think. I'm not sure how many people were in the race, but she would have tied with Brianna Williams, because this is the same time that Brianna Williams ran. So again, probably we should have just sent Tina and Brianna Williams to run against Shacarri, because quite frankly, she's no competition to our superstars. And she said she wasn't starstruck, but again, I'll say this: she was left in stardust and probably she needed to get a jar and catch some of that and feast on it, because or ladies, they showed their class. They're pure class, and I know Twitter won't finish roasting her for the rest of this evening and maybe into tomorrow, or for the rest of the weekend for that matter. I'm not sure how she lived down this one. The only way she can actually live down it is to come up with a big performance, and that big performance needs to be sooner than later, because she will become practically the meme of athletics as things stand now. Having said all this, I think Sha'Carri Richardson, she will contribute a lot to the sport of athletics, not in relation to her talent. I'm not saying she isn't talented. She's unquestionably talented, as she lamented, she's the 6th fastest woman on planet Earth. So there's no question in that regard. But when your mouth is doing more work than your feet, then it becomes an issue. I think she'll contribute a lot to the sport of athletics for the next few years. She is in fact an entertainer, and I'm pretty sure if she weren't in this race today, a lot of us probably wouldn't even be interested. I'll go as far as to say she was of greater significance to this race today than maybe 1 or 2 of the Jamaicans who were involved in it. And that's from the perspective of, would you go all out to see this race had Sha'Carri Richardson not been in it? An argument can be made that we would still go out to watch it if it were only Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Elaine Thompson-Herah, and Shericka Jackson. But the mere fact that Sha'Carri Richardson was in it, it made it far more intriguing, and it was a proper build-up leading into this one. Everything had the perfect everything for a spectacle, and it was almost as if when you're waiting to see a boxing match, Manny Pacquiao and maybe Floyd Mayweather, the build-up is oftentimes what gets you interested and keeps you anxious until the actual main event. And had Sha'Carri Richardson not been in this race, then probably it wouldn't have been that intriguing of a race that folks are like taking time out from work to actually see those 11 seconds or so. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Sha'Carri Richardson, last but not least, I think she still has more to offer, but again, she needs to take a slice of that humble pie for now, reassess, get it right next time, and then deliver a big performance, because only then will she live down this embarrassment of a performance that she gave in the Diamond League in Eugene. She was flogged in her backyard by the Jamaican superstars in Elaine Thompson-Herah, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, and Shericka Jackson. Oh, and Brianna Williams as well. Thanks for tuning into this another episode, folks. Remember, last we lost them, easy past them. Until next time.